The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the November 4th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. And, of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. So we're beginning our day with a market that's mostly lower. I say mostly because you do have the Dow Transports trading up 36 points. The other U.S. indices are trading to the downside. 159 for the Dow right now, 48 for the S&P, 309 for the NASDAQ 100, 22 for the Russell. Semis off 136, NASDAQ Composite down 285. Gold's off $42, silver 86 cents. Light sweet crude is down 28 pennies out there. We've got the XLK on our screen. XLK, daily TD9 count top. You can see that price right now testing the buy zone of its bullish structure daily profile. That buy zone is between the levels of 296.35 and 298.76. If we close below the 296.35 level, certainly today and then tomorrow, it's going to open up the door for where? Not 281.90. We can't say that first. That's the TD9 count breakout level. It may want to get down there, but the next area of support would come from the weekly chart, and that would be that oscillator and change line out there, which we are trading above. Now, you're going to get a TD9 count top on Friday, as long as price is able to close above Mr. Friday's close, 278.39. So it seems likely that we'll get that. But price remains above that green oscillator and change line. Let me ask you a question here. Here's another TD9 that formed out here on June 27th. Would you have shorted that with price being above that green oscillator and change line? It gets questionable. Here's another TD9 count pattern that's August 15th on a weekly basis. What does price do? Pulls back, tests, and rejects that green oscillator and change line. Price still has remained above it on a closing basis ever since the bottom that was formed. Well, really ever since the week of May the 2nd out there. So that would be the next likely target if the XLK were to close below the bottom of that daily profile out there. What would be after that? Well, if we get below that oscillator chain, which is going to change, the number right now is 289.40. It's going to change by, pennies, maybe a dollar. You never know. I don't know what the math is as price moves down. But if price were to close below that, our next level that we'd be looking at would then be that 281.90, the TD9 count breakout level for the XLK for its daily time frame. Let's go take the daily equity future contracts. As we move over here, what we've got is you got the ES Mini that's testing support. That's the bottom of its profile, 68.22 The NQ never even getting back to support at this stage here, which would be 25.601. Now, if it closed below 25.601, you could open up the kimono for a move to the 25.123, 25.283 level. We're not there right now. If you take a look at the Russell 2000, it has held support, the bottom of its profile, 24.4750. The Dow equity future contract is trading below profile support at this moment in time. That's a 47.407 number. So what do we know right now? We know that really price is testing support in all kinds of areas. Gold, silver, we'll get to those charts out there. And here we'll take a look at the daily equity future contract. So it's an important day. We go take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, the Advanced Client Oscillator. Let's do that. I'm looking for things that I can close out as well, just to free up some resource. I got a lot that's open out here. We take a look at the Spot VIX Index. Yesterday closed back below the 50-day exponential moving average. Now we are well above it. It being 1731, the spot VIX traded 1827. That provides sellers with an edge. New York Stock Exchange, TD9 count top, price holding support. We just talked about how this is a cash indice that we're looking at, how this is a day of testing the support levels out there. For the cash indice for the New York Stock Exchange, that's the only indice, that's the only exchange you can look at. 21,306.49 is the number. We are not in oversold territory. The advanced client oscillator reading is only minus 98 out there. So on the New York Stock Exchange, from the cash indice standpoint, watch a 21,306.49 level. On the spot VIX, if it were to rally from here, watch a one-day rate of change that would be above plus 10%. I don't think that we're there now, but that's what I'd be watching if the markets were to sell off. Let's go to the next set of charts out here to take a look at. Those would be what? I'd say let's go to the intraday charts out here. So let's pull up the ES Mini. Out here, we've talked about how price is holding the bottom of that daily profile. Now, what the ES Mini has is it has bottom. I'm showing you the A to B equals CD pattern, the 5-hour time frame chart. You can also see on the 60-minute time frame chart, lower left panel. It's on one, it's on all. So what do we know so far? We know that the 4-hour time frame chart has a buy the D point bottom pattern. We know that the 2-hour chart has a buy the D point bottom pattern. We know that the 60-minute time frame chart has a buy the D point pattern. The 30-minute chart, a TD9 count pattern. Rhodes indicator patterns on the 15 and the 10-minute chart. We know that the markets are attempting to form bottoms out here. Now, in the case of the ES Mini on the 30-minute time frame, let me just expand out the chart here. This was the easy one to be able to provide information to folks inside the den this morning, of course, subscribers as well. Which was, here we got a nice TD9 count bottom pattern. We started to see a rally unfold out here. And then as the market opened at 10, price just simply pulled back, tested support, which was at 68.01, and then rallied right up into that 68.43.25. I mean, just like clockwork out there. And now we are pulling back. Where could we pull back to? Well, easily you could pull back to 68.20, even 68.13. In fact, if it was just a counter trend move, price would find support on a 30-minute basis, that is, at the 68.13 level out there. Let's take a look at the other intraday charts. So what do we see on a 15-minute and a 10-minute basis? Right now, I know that these also had A to B equals CD patterns to the upside. At price right here on a 15-minute time frame is testing profile support at 68.27, with that 68.23 being its oscillator and change line level of support. 10-minute testing profile support at 68.27 as well. So see if these areas hold. The 60-minute time frame chart, which closed above the top of its profile, that top of that profile was also at 68.27. So we know 68.27 is a key level of support. Resistance-wise, you still have that 30-minute TD9 count breakdown level, 68.43.25. We can see that price right now on the 2-hour time frame chart has so far tested and rejected its red oscillator and change line. That's at 68.36 out there. You'd really need a close above that 68.36 to suggest that we're going to rally further, significantly further. The 5-hour time frame chart, this bar here, is going to close at 2 p.m. That could, it's only 11:14, but that could also form a buy the T point pattern. So if we get that, and the bottom of that daily profile holds, I got to expect a rally, a follow-through rally. But we need to see how the intraday charts finish coming into day's end out there. So that's what's going on with regard to the ES Mini. We come back from this break. I'll have charts set up. We're going to take a look at IBM, JOBY, the NQ, RGTZ, but really we'll look at RGTI, KWEB, EEM, and the gold contract, Amazon, and Nike. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a look at our first chart here. This is a chart of IBM. It's for Mohammed. Came in late yesterday. Sorry that I couldn't get to it, Mohammed. Here on the monthly, I'm going to start with the longer term picture here because IBM is an example of really what we're taking a look at. That's why whatever retracement we get is likely to be somewhat shallow. If at all. Here on IBM, if we take a look at the swing point from the trading month of June of 2025, volume there was 74 million shares. Last month, we closed above that with 140 million shares. On a monthly basis, and the question is, where do you start with the A point? IBM has a confirmed monthly A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. If I were to use the most conservative A to B equals CD starting point, I would probably use the low of May of 2023 out there. So let's use it again. That doesn't mean that's, I could easily justify going back even further. But if I'm just going to go up to this TD9 count top that formed in March of 2025, that's going to be our B point. We're going to now go ahead and copy. We're going to go ahead and paste. Now we're going to go ahead and assemble. And now we're all CPAs out there. Now what we take a look at here on a monthly time frame, what IBM wants to do, longer term picture out here, is make a move up towards the, come on, grab it, around 360, 359.80 or so. Notice though, right now you've got that retracement there. That's probably a 0.382 retracement. That would suggest that IBM on a monthly base wants to do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. That's the longer term picture. In the intermediate term time frame, IBM's got a TD9 count top that's completing this week. Price should pull back to test support. Support right now is at 289 and change. It's 289.87. The daily time frame has a TD9 count top. Much like the NQ though, right now price is trading above the top of its profile, and that's at the 294.63 level. So it's somewhat neutral on the daily time frame. Now, if price were to close below 294.63, then we could see price pull back to its buy zone, 281.80, 286.07 out there. So I would say, if we get back to 289.87, which is what the weekly chart is suggesting out there, not until we get below that top of that daily profile out there. So longer term looks muy bueno. Right now it's intraday, not intraday. Well, I guess in the monthly, if we're using the monthly chart, weekly and the daily are really intraday type signals out there. But both of those have tops, don't have necessarily a bottom that's complete that I can see out here. It would go a long way, Mohammed, for IBM on a daily time frame to get back above its daily green oscillator and change line 305.84 is the print there. You also had another request. JOBY is the ticker symbol. Let's pull its charts up on our screen, see what we've got here. JOBY is trading out at $15.43. It is trading below the bottom of its daily profile. That's at 1580 out there. So that could be signaling to us, well, let's see what the volume is like. The swing point that could generate an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. That's the trading day of October 22nd. Volume there, 43 million shares. So far today, 8 million shares. A little less than 2 hours of trading. That's a 24-ish million share day. You're pulling to that swing point with lighter volume. Maybe it's only going to test that level being 1611 out there. The weekly chart says, which has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, it's trading into its buy zone. And the buy zone is between 1454 and 1582. So it doesn't have to get to the 1454 level out there. It could, it might. Let's take a look at the monthly chart out there. JOBY is simply consolidating with inside its monthly profile. Fairly large range, 656 at support, 1775 as resistance. We can see resistance held last month out there. So pressure is to the downside, absolutely, with price trading below the bottom of its daily profile. And just going to have to watch how price deals with this swing point from October the 22nd out there. So hope that helped you out, Mohammed. Thanks so much for writing in, as always. I didn't put down who asked this. The question, somebody asked the question. Nicholas, I think it was. Nicholas asked a question about the NQ, and he was looking at the daily time frame. I'm going to put up the intraday charts out here, though. Day traded. Here we go. And he's asking, is price in the NQ going to pull back to fill the gap out there? So I'll open up the daily chart here momentarily and show you the gap that he's taking a look at. You can probably visually see it yourself out there. It's a gap between, thought I was going to open up the chart. Let's see. There we go. So it's the gap that really formed on October 27th. That was a Sunday night. That was the weekend. And so his thought process is the price is likely going to get back to at least tag the high of that gap, 25,570.75. The bottom of the top of the profile is at 25,601. So that's also support. But it's logical what you're saying. And I would say, if price closes below its green oscillator change line, the daily time frame, it tells us it will have lost momentum, 25,956. That's where that's printing right now. So I'd say, yeah, maybe it's more likely now. But let's look at the intraday charts. Let's look at the other charts to see what at least they're communicating for today. Here, if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, you already have. So I'm showing you the A to B equals CD pattern, and I'm showing it to you on the 5-hour time frame chart. It's on the 5-hour, it's on the 4-hour, it's on the 2-hour, it's on all of them. So on the 5-hour time frame chart, this bar doesn't close until 2 p.m. If it's a bullish reversal candle, then which would basically be a bullish engulfing, you would then have a buy the D point pattern for it. You already have a buy the D point pattern for the 240-minute time frame chart, but price right now is trading below its profile. It's a new profile that formed, and the bottom of that profile is at 25,955. 25,955. So you'd want to watch that on any kind of a rally. On the 2-hour time frame chart, TD9 count bottom. Here you can see that price needs to close above its oscillator and change line in order to gain any kind of upside traction, but just above it is the top of its profile. So we'll just use that as a number that price would need to close above for it to move higher, 25,920. Now, what these numbers here, Nicholas, are what you'd be looking for to signal that, okay, we're not going to fill the gap, at least not just yet. The 60-minute time frame has got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. Price trading right now inside its profile. Bottoms along the board here on the NQ for its intraday time periods. We see that price is pulling back. Maybe what price is going to do is get back to the 25,713 level. That's coming off of a 10-minute chart. I don't know. You've got, by the way, a buy zone on the 2-hour time frame chart exists between 25,690 and 25,736. I would say the ES mini charts look better than the NQs from an intraday standpoint. The daily, the NQ looks better. It looks as good as the ES mini. At least at this moment in time. So, I don't mean to be wishy-washy, but I'm just telling you, you've got that profile support at 25,601 out there, and price has got to get below that to at least close that gap. But logical thinking out there. Let's take a look at RGTI. Tom wants to take a look at RGTZ. I believe that he is long RGTZ. That is the 200% bearish position. That was IBM. That was not what we're looking at. How did I do that? How did I get back there? Pretty easy. And then we did this one. I think it's right here. There we go. So RGTZ is the 200 or 300%. And so you want to make your decisions off of this chart here. So Tom is short. And if you take a look at RGTI, Rigetti, I think, is the name of the company out there. You'll see a nice daily TD9 count top. And what price is doing right now, Tom? It's in the buy zone of its profile. And that's between the range of 36.54 to 38.94. The low of the day is 36.57. So in order to, you're in a buy area. You got resistance, which is the oscillator and change line right now up at 44.39. So I don't know where you entered all those types of things out there. What you're looking for is a close below 36.54. Now there's a swing point that formed out here on October 22nd. Volume, 114 million shares. Today so far, we're trading inside that swing point, 20 million shares. Much lighter volume. Maybe that's a 60 million share day going into a bar of 114 million shares. The weekly time frame chart, testing support, which is its oscillator and change line, center of its profile out there. That's what I see right now, Tom, with regard to RGTI. You really need a break at that 36.54 level. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We got that KWEB up on our screen out here. It's got a daily Rhodes momentum indicator top with price consolidating with inside its daily bullish structured profile. The buy zone, which it's trading into right now, is between 38.59 and 39.59. It's trading out right now at 39.47. Weekly time frame chart has got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price right now is trading with inside its profile and below its oscillator and change line. Its next level of support will be 38.76. Below that, 37.44. The monthly time frame chart also has a TD9 count pattern. It has a top. It's a TD9 count top. It'll complete this month. Price should pull back towards 36.79. Below that, 34.56. So just a consolidation, really, on the daily and the weekly with inside profiles. Each of them have tops, no bottom signals just yet. Looks to me like KWEB wants to pull back. Let's go on to your next request. That was for GT. Was take a look at the emerging markets ETF out there. The emerging markets EEM is trading out at 55.03. It's got a TD9 count top. It found support at the top of, let me make sure that's the top of the profile. 54.71. Yeah. So, as long as price holds that level, that would be a positive out there. If it gets below 54.71, you probably get moved back to its breakout level at 53.80. The weekly time frame chart negated its TD9 count top out here. So the weekly chart is strong. But be careful because the U.S. dollar index and the EM have a pretty good inverse relationship, and the U.S. dollar index is getting ready to really blast off out there. Well, hopefully we have time to take a look at those currency charts. On the monthly time frame, you've got a TD9 count top that may have formed last month. That was bar number 8. It'll confirm this month and complete next month out there. So watch 54.71. That's going to be your key level out there. Up to the upside would be the oscillator and change line. If you can close above that, right now it's 55.73. Then you'd move to neutral and likely go target that TD9 count top out there. So that's the EEM, emerging markets, and KWEB. John, Mr. Z inside the Tiger's Den, is looking for a 5-day outlook for Goldilocks. So how are we going to do that? We're going to go to the intraday charts out here. I've got the NQ up on our screen. We're going to change this over to the gold contract. That's the December contract that we're trading. Go populate. Okay. What do we got going on? There we go. Gold contract, December 25. Here we go. Okay. So it'll populate right now. What I do know, is gold was testing the buy zone of its daily profile. And that's where we're going to begin. As soon as these charts populate, that's going to be your upper left-hand panel. And you can see that right now. 39.56 is the key number out there. And in the buy zone is between 39.56 and 40.1080. So the first thing I would say, John, is if price is able to, we know support is held thus far. If 39.56 fails, odds favor move back towards 38.61. So far it's held. If it holds and price closes about 40.10, the center of that bullish structure daily profile, odds favor move up towards 41.21 or 41.75. The latter was the top of the profile. The former was the oscillator and change line. You know that number is going to change. The 5-hour time frame chart has a TD9 count bottom pattern. Price is pulled back, tested and rejected its swing point. That was from 9 o'clock in the morning back on October the 28th out there. So you know what that means. If you can't bust them to downside, whoops, what the heck happened there? Oh, man. Okay, there. Phew. I have no idea how I did that, folks. Stevie Magic. If we take a look at the 4-hour time frame chart, nice TD9 count bottom. Price out here is trading inside that swing point. It needs a close above 39.83 to be outside of that swing point. But that's really not the issue. And there's no issue here. You just have a consolidation with inside his profile, 39.65 to 40.64. So I'd say since 39.65 is held, why not make a move up to 40.46 out there? The 2-hour time frame chart, price pulling back, testing its breakout level of support. That was at 39.4670. So that level is held. Now on a 120-minute time frame, John, because this is likely, well, this bar is going to complete at 12 noon. I'm assuming that we close below 39.85. If we do, where a counter trend rally would come to an end on a 2-hour time frame chart would be at the 39.9070 level. Of course, it would be better if you can close above its oscillator and change line at about 39.95. 60-minute time frame chart out here. What do we have? Good question. And I'm not really even I'm not sure what we do have is prices trading below support. Here, there's been It's a bullish structured profile. Price been below that structure for more than 2 bars. So if it's a counter trend move, price finds resistance between 39.88 and 39.92. You close about 39.92.80, John. It's telling you that it wants to rally up towards 40.22 out there. 30-minute time frame chart. You've got a consolidation with inside of profile. Resistance 39.85.90. Close above that should lead to a further rally out there. TD9 count bottom on the 10-minute time frame chart. Right now, you got a TD9 count that's going to complete at 11:40. That's 4 minutes from now. So watch that one on an intraday base just to kind of get a feel for what transpires. If price closes above the high of the pattern, right now the high of the pattern is 39.79.20. That would be a bullish signal just for the 10-minute chart out there, and that would move up to 4,003. So that's the analysis of each of those charts out there. I'd say on the daily basis, coming back to what's the likelihood of the next 5 or 6 days out there, it all depends on whether price breaks, close below 39.56 or close above 40.10. Right now we're trading in between both of those. Hope that was a good overview for you, John. Thanks so much for your request out there. No Spin wants to take a look at Amazon. No Spin was listening to the segment that I did with Tommy yesterday. And where did I put Amazon? Son of a gun. I think it is. It's not here. Sorry about this, folks. I thought I had. There we go. How about that on the first guess? Stevie got it. And his question was, can I go back and take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern that I was showing out there? So, yeah, let's start here with the monthly time frame chart. So if we look at the monthly time frame chart, I'm not sure why this here, get rid of this. Okay, so on the monthly time frame chart, our swing point happens to be the high February of 2025. 783 million shares traded that month. The high was 242.52. We closed above that high last month. We closed at 244.22. So we closed at 244 versus 242, and we do it with 1.2 billion shares. So on a monthly basis, you've taken out a swing point with volume. That sets up this very large A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. We start with the low out here, which was January of 2023. So we'll start with that. We'll move up here. This is just approximate. I'm just simply going to move this over. That's the A to B line to the C point out there. And then what I also mentioned to Tommy yesterday during that segment was more likely than not, this will do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. The reason for that is that the retracement, there are a couple of reasons. One, the B to C retracement is less than a 0.618 retracement. Second, price is traded on the strong side of that C to D leg. So those are both those, either one of those, quite frankly, would give you the signal that this would do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. The 1-to-1, by the way, on on Amazon gets you up to 325.03. You got the same pattern. No Spin on the weekly time frame chart. No reason for me to go there. But there's your A to B equals CD patterns for Amazon. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got the charts for Nike up on our screen out here. Boy, this thing has taken a hit. Had a nice daily Rhodes momentum indicator top and TD9 count top right in that $80 level. We're at 61.72 right now. You can see on the daily time frame we have now attained the 1-to-1 price objective of its A to B equals CD pattern, and that says, Dan, that if a bullish reversal candle were to form, then you'd have a Gartley buy pattern. What Nike has also done, it's closed that gap. The gap that formed on the trading day of June the 27th. Yes, we're in bar number 6, but that might not be the bottoming pattern. The TD9 count might not be the bottoming pattern that's in effect out here. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But know that on the daily time frame, which I'm sure you do, that you've attained at least that 1-to-1 level. So you're watching for a bullish reversal candle, and you're especially watching for that because on the weekly time frame, you're completing the TD9 count bottom pattern this week with price trading into what should be very strong support. Why very strong support, Stevie? Because both the bottom and the center of its profile is at 61.02. So that's where you've got the buyers lined up. Now, the monthly time frame chart says, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I want to head to lower price out there. In fact, it's got an A to B equals CD, but let's see if it was taken out with volume. 200 million shares, the October of 2022, that was taken out with 395 million shares. Wow. Now, that's a gigantic A to B equals CD pattern. I think it is. Let's go track it. Let's go see what that longer-term A to B equals CD pattern looks like out here. Come on, grab it. Grab the right thing. It's going to be close, but no cigar. So let's see here. So the monthly has a confirmed A to B equals CD, getting us down into the 35-ish area. So we know that's a possibility. But so the answer to your question is going to come from, I think, the daily time frame chart. If we see some kind of bottom signal there, then at least you're going to get some type of short-term or intermediate-term type rally, meaning a 2 to 4 week rally out there. But right now, I think price wants to at least get to test that 61.02 level, the bottom of that weekly profile. So, Dan, I hope that helps you out with regard to your trade there on Nike as you manage that from both the long and the short side. Duncan Steve wants to take a look at HTZ out here. So let's go take a look at its chart, see what it is doing. HTZ is trading out right now at $6.96. It's had one heck of a move out here. What is this Hertz? I don't know what HTZ actually is, but here's what it's done, Steve-O. It's run. It's like, so we've taken a look at a number of charts this morning, right? Learn the TD9 count pattern, folks. It's one of the easiest patterns for me to teach you. Just subscribe to Mastering Probability. If you don't know that pattern, you can use, there's a bunch of workshops there. You're going to get an education of a lifetime, and you're going to learn the TD9 count pattern out here. On the gap this gapped up today, and what did it run into? Right smack dab into that TD9 count breakdown level, 712. Look at how that resistance area is held. Now, what we all know out there is if we see a close above 712, that is going to be another bullish signal out there. Now, this has on the to the bottom. Well, it doesn't matter whether it formed any kind of bottom pattern, because we've got at least what looks like a profile change in trend out there. That's a bullish signal, and that's a bottom. When we look at the weekly time frame, has a buy the D point bottom pattern that looks to be Gartley buy pattern that is held. Yeah. So the A to B equals CD pattern for this looks like this. We would start with the high out here that we're all looking at. That takes us back into the week of April 25th. That's our A point. Our B point is labeled letter B. That's part of the Chapman wave out there. I'm just simply going to go ahead and move this now instead of cut and paste and all that stuff. I'm just going to move this over. It didn't complete a native. What did I do there? I know what I was doing. I was just running the larger A to B equals CD pattern. Sorry about that. Didn't really mean to do that. I meant to draw on the smaller pattern out here. It's this one. So this is the pattern. This is the A to B equals CD pattern that is completed, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Maybe not. Looks to me, so here, Steve, if price can close above 712 out there, well, it's going to make it, and you're trading right now, it's likely, you're going against that resistance of 712. It's got to close above 712 to then get us to 754. Certainly, we're trading into that swing point, which is September 25th with volume. That had 30 million shares. Got to believe with this wide-ranging bar, we're probably all right. We're at 78 million shares. So it says it wants to test that top, but it's got to plow through 712. If it can plow through 712, it goes to test that high at 754. If we get to 754, we're then inside the slightly sell zone of its weekly profile out there, which is between 735 and 847. So you just simply keep your eye out on the daily time frame chart. The monthly is a consolidation with inside its profile. The range there at 387 to 878 out there. So Dunk, I hope that helps you out. Let's go take a DRVN out here. We're driving. Let's go see what this is doing, what this is headed to. DRVN is trading out as we speak at 1147 at $15.39. It is trading above the top of its daily profile. It had a TD9 count bottom pattern that formed yesterday. It completes today. A close above 1522 today ought to take us to 1648. 1648 is the TD9 count breakdown resistance level. On a weekly time frame out there, in order to, you're not going to get a TD9 count pattern. It doesn't look like it because price has got to close below the close of bar number 4, and that's not likely to happen. That closes down at the 1430. We're at 1540 right now. So no bottom pattern there, but as long as price remains back inside its profile, no harm done. And on a monthly time frame, just a consolidation with inside its profile. It has a TD9 count top. Price is held as red oscillator chains on support at 1452. If we're to give that up, it has support at 1273. Let's go take a look at Halliburton. This is for Mimi out there. HAL is the ticker symbol. Halliburton is trading out as we speak at $26.99. It's got a daily TD9 count top, Mimi, but price has held its green oscillator and change line. 2671 is a number. It's just been trading sideways for a couple of days out there. If price were to close below that green oscillator and change line, 2671, it tells us price will have lost momentum and we're likely to retrace further out there. Retrace to where? Great question. I would have to say, I don't know. Retrace to where? Yeah, 2487-ish might be a number out there. The bottom of its, or the top of its profile is at 2324, but I don't know that price is going to get back there. Certainly not the way the daily time frame chart is trading out here. So you just got a sideways consolidation. Here's what I can share with you. If you close above the high from the trading day of October 30th, and that is at 2765, you'll negate a TD9 count and Rhodes momentum indicator top, and that would suggest to move higher. But if you take that out, know that you've got resistance. Again, that number out there, that high, was at 27 65. At 28.07, you've got monthly profile resistance. So that's the level that Price Halliburton would need to close above, 28.07, top of its monthly profile, to suggest that it's rally on. It is rally on right now, but you just got that daily TD9 count top. Now, its signal is neutral on the daily time frame, and it's bullish on the monthly. It's bullish on the weekly time frame chart. So hope that helps you out, Mimi. And the last request was to take a Palantir for Fletch. So we will do that when we get back from this breakout here, PLTR. If there's any other requests that have come in, I'll try to take a look at those. But preferably, we'll take a look at Palantir, then go take a look at the euro, the yen, and the pound. Each of them are weakening, and in a pretty big way, it looks like. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. Palantir out with numbers today. They have gap to the downside. It will not form a TD9 count top. That pattern will go away. What it does have for its daily time frame, though, is a Rhodes momentum indicator top with that gap to the downside. Now, maybe that sounds bearish, but what price is still doing on a daily time frame is trading above the top of its daily profile, 184.71 out there. It's just day one, but that gives us almost a neutral signal in the daily time frame. The weekly right now is showing as a Rhodes momentum indicator top, but we need the weekly bar to complete, and Tuesday's too early to call. It shows as a dark cloud cover. If price were to close halfway inside the bar from last week, then you'd have that dark cloud cover. Otherwise, you would not have a topping pattern. So no idea there. You are in wave number 7 on the monthly time frame chart, but that needs a lower high to confirm. And that wouldn't take place until the end of December out there. So watch 184.71 out there, Fletch, and just got to really wait till Friday to get a feel for Palantir, in my opinion, because of that weekly time frame chart out there. So hope that helps you out. Let's go take a quick peek at the currencies out there. Let me show you what we're taking a look at. If you didn't catch the segment with Tommy that I did yesterday, we talked about the U.S. dollar index headed much higher out here. It's got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out here. If we take a look at the euro has an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So it's going to weaken. That puts strength in the U.S. dollar index, the 1-to-1 objective out here. For the euros, about 113-ish out there. If you take a look at the Japanese yen, it's got a TD9 count and Rhodes momentum indicator top. And prices are trading below its oscillator and change line. As long as it remains below that, it's going to continue moving south. Means it's strengthening against the U.S. dollar. So U.S. dollar would be getting weaker. And then you've got the Great British Pound, which is negating its TD9 count bottom pattern the day after it formed. That is a strong momentum move to the downside. Its initial price target is 129. More likely than not, it heads lower than that. Bitcoin, by the way, the November contract is in an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. Looks like it wants to get down to the 94,000-ish level out there. Folks, stay tuned for the rest of the great program we have out here, and I will see you tomorrow on Wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific Tuesday. Take care and be safe out there.